So let's talk about what a good day looks like for you. Wake up at 6 a.m., you got your route mapped, 3 properties scheduled, maybe 4 if you're optimistic, and everything goes perfect. No traffic, policyholders are all home, no complicated access issues. You can probably squeak those out before the sun goes down. Then you're up half the night writing those up. That's a decent day. If you're consistently hitting 4 quality claims a day, you're considered to be okay at this job. In fact, a major IA firm told me with all seriousness that if a new adjuster could close 1 claim a day on their first storm, they considered that a success. It's not a high bar, people. But here's what keeps you from doing more. It's not your skill, it's not your knowledge, it's not even your work ethic. It's time. There's only so many hours of daylight. There's drive time between properties. There's the conversation with the homeowner or a contractor. And that matters. That's part of the job. There's the physical inspection, inside and out. And then there's the documentation, the measuring, the sketching, the photos, the notes. And that documentation, that's where the bottleneck is. Because here's what happens. You're good at inspecting because honestly, that's the easy part. You know what to look for. You can assess damage in your sleep. That's not the problem. The problem is capturing it all. Getting every detail you'll need later when you're writing the estimate at 10 or 11 o'clock at night in your hotel room. And you know what the worst feeling is? When you're reviewing your work that night or a few nights later and you realize that you just didn't get a key measurement, like the ridge length on the roof or the rafter length on the back slope. Was that damage in this photo in the bedroom or was it in the den? Did you get that model number for that big screen TV? Okay, now you're making a choice. You can go back to the house and lose time, or make your best guess and hope it doesn't come back to bite you. Guessing in the middle of the night is what has jokingly been called adjusting. And look, I figured this out the hard way early on. I was that adjuster doing 3, maybe 4 claims a day, thinking that was just a limit of what's physically possible. And then I started obsessing over my workflows. I was batching my work, using time blocks, I was outsourcing what I could, and using better tools. And suddenly I was consistently hitting a floor of 6 wind and hail claims a day on catastrophe, and often more than that. And the difference wasn't that I got that much better at adjusting, it was that I got better at eliminating the bottlenecks. And one of the biggest ones is documentation. Measuring, sketching, GLRs and statement of loss, photos, fumbling around putting the file together. That stuff was eating half my day. When I heard about DocuSketch, I thought it was just another third-party app or gadget to get room diagrams. Does this thing actually solve the bottleneck, or is it just another piece of tech that sounds good but doesn't really move the needle? Well, I sat down with Kimberly, who's a vice president of InsurTech at DocuSketch, who also has 2 decades of experience in restoration and insurance claims, and she told me about something kind of stopped me in my tracks.
We did a case study. Rob Harrell has been a level 3 Xactimate trainer for us. I've known him personally for a long time. And between him and Nelson Higgins, also Xactimate level 3 trainer, more than 20 years of experience in the industry, I would personally pin them up against anybody who says that they're really good at what they do. And they came in and we've done tons of case studies where they are documenting a house or a commercial building. And when they're documenting these things, you know, let's just say an average 1,200, 1,300 square foot home, we have a stopwatch and we're saying, okay, sketch it. Do all of the scoping things that you would be doing, all of the estimating things that you're doing, and literally the timing on it is consistently somewhere between 35 and 50 minutes on a property. And they're doing it by hand in the traditional methods. Well, you take that exact same workflow that they're doing and the same exact documentation and you pin it up against DocuSketch, and what was taking them 43 minutes to do, it's taking us 7 minutes and 53 seconds to do. It is insane to think that technology won't help you out.
7 minutes and 53 seconds for the same documentation that took 43 minutes. All right, well, so that was a controlled test. What about when a hurricane hits and you're deployed?
So when we did Hurricane Milton, we found out that the adjusters that we were working with, those adjusters can go out and see a little bit more than 50% more claims every single day in utilizing DocuSketch's technology. And more importantly, we make them that much more effective at night. You only have so much daylight during the day. You can only see so many claims during the day. And then you get back to the room and you still can do more, but sometimes you get stuck. And with DocuSketch, because I documented everything, I can go back and I can relive what that room was like and what I'm seeing, and really kind of estimate that ideally the workflow looks like. I have, concentrated couple of blocks that were issued by me from my adjusting firm or from the carrier that I'm getting in, and I am going to map out those property addresses in the most efficient way possible. And I'm literally going to get in, shake hands if the policyholder's there, but a lot of times in CAT, sometimes they're not. I'm going to get in, I'm going to document as much as possible. I'm going to do the docu-sketch, which should realistically take me no more than 14 minutes on every single property that I'm doing. And if it's taking you more than that, you're doing something wrong. Contact us. We'll work with you and train you on how to do it.
50% more claims during a CAT deployment. So if you're doing 4 claims a day, that's now 6 claims a day. And the difference between 4 claims a day and 6 claims a day over a 2-week deployment, that's almost 30 extra claims in 2 weeks, which is not a small thing. But here's the part I want you to catch. More effective at night. Because the documentation is so complete, you're not stuck at night wondering what something looked like. You can go back virtually and see everything exactly as it was. You're not guessing, you're not hoping you got the right photo, you're actually seeing all of it. I know what you could be thinking, well, I've been doing this 15 years. I'm super fast, I've got my system down. And you're probably right. You're probably very good at claims. But here's the thing about that case study. Those weren't mediocre adjusters. Those were level 3 Xactimate guys with 20 years of experience each. A couple of top shelf dudes. And they were still 5 times faster with the right tool. And this isn't about replacing your skill. Your ability to assess damage, talk to homeowners, understand coverage, none of that changes. That's still you. That's still the core of your skill set. This is about removing the administrative bottleneck that's limiting how many times per day you can use those skills. But there's something else that Kimberly told me that's even more important than speed. If you want to know why speed doesn't matter, if you have to go back to the house, watch this video right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great storm.